Hi everyone, this is Lee James from District 64. We're standing here at the 98th rendition of the Pennsylvania Farm Show. And I recall from last year that they had over 400,000 visitors. They were thinking they might reach 500,000, and I'm pretty sure this year they will, notwithstanding the cold weather. As you can tell in the background, we're standing right in front of the famous butter sculpture. Mr. Jim Victor, who's clearly an expert sculptor, has a new medium, I guess. It's very entertaining. They put one up every year. There's actually 1,000 pounds of Land O'Lakes butter back there. It's up for the entire show, and at the end of the show, I think they use this for recycling. I don't think they put it on your English muffins and your toast. But all you folks who've been here before know about the butter sculpture. Once again this year, it's pretty phenomenal. Ran into a couple of people from Venango County, and they want to see me over at the Family Living Center, so we're going to go over there next.
Did you know that the Pennsylvania Farm Show's history goes all the way back to 1851? Originally organized as a state fair by the Pennsylvania Agricultural Society, it was discontinued in 1899. It wasn't until 1916 that Charles Patton, the Pennsylvania Secretary of Agriculture, worked with others to develop a new agricultural fair which debuted in January 1917. It was in 1925 that the roots were laid for the farm show that we know today. The show had grown so large that 40,000 attendees were traveling to various sites all around Harrisburg. During this year, the Pennsylvania State Department of Agriculture took control of the event, and the legislature had decided to appropriate money that gave birth to the Farm Show complex. Finally, in 1931, the main exhibition building opened and welcomed 150,000 visitors to the show that year. Over the years, the farm show has continued to grow. Various events showcasing animals, products, and skills were added to the event. The farm show complex has also continued to grow, with more buildings and arenas being added over the years. The count stands at 24 acres inside 11 buildings and 3 arenas. Today, the show hosts approximately 6,000 animals, 10,000 competitive exhibits, and 300 commercial exhibits, along with over 500,000 visitors. Since the doors to the main exhibition building opened, the farm show has become the world's biggest indoor agricultural event. Now you know.
And here we are over at the Family Living Center. I found 2 volunteers from Venango County, Barbara Warden and Barbara Gross. And Barb, do you have something to tell the folks?
Okay, the Family Living Center is an area in the farm show that has clothing and textiles, it has foods and baked goods, it has crafts and quilting, and then there's 4-H opportunities, which is mainly for the 4-H kids and has many of the 4-H projects that they do during the year. And then we have a hobby section also, where each year those projects change, and we'll be looking at all of them as we go along.
Okay, and we'll get a chance to see some of those in a minute. Barb Warden, do you have something to say about Best in Show?
Well, yes, I do. We're standing in front of the Best of Show area, and all the first place items are judged against each other in their various categories, and from that, the Best of Show in that category is chosen. And we are fortunate enough this year to have a Best in Show from Venango County, and it was in the beginner 4-H textile science area, and her name is Lydia Seaton, and she is a 6th grade student at Allegheny Clarion Valley School District. And Lydia is a swimmer for the Clarion River Sharks, and so she wanted to make a swim tote bag so that her swimsuit would not get all of her other things dry when she was carrying it to practice. And so that's on the wall behind us.
And I understand this is her very first entry.
Not quite.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was her first go-round at this.
No, she's a beginner. She's a beginner sewer, but she's entered in the farm show before.
A beginner sewer is anywhere from 8 to 11 years of age. So that's the category she still falls in.
Okay, so she's going to turn pro next year.
That's right. She'll be intermediate.
Out of sight. Okay, well, let's move to the next section. Okay, Barb's brought us over here to an area in the family circle where Dory Krall from Emlenton has put together some pretty nice threads. Will you tell us about it, Barb?
Okay. As the 4-H kids get older, they do more advanced sewing projects, and Dory's in her 7th year of sewing, and this year she made a party dress. And it is a dress made out of taffeta and an overlay skirt, and it has some sparkles on it, and she also made some accessories to go with it. This is a purse, this is a jacket that go with the dress. So as the kids get older, they do more advanced projects. This was a blue ribbon jacket and purse.
It looks like a blue ribbon jacket and purse, and you'd look real good in it.
Oh, thank you.
We're here in the quilting section now. Barb, for 25 or 30 years, I've entered every contest I could to win a quilt, and I've not won one yet. But I understand we have a first place item right behind me. Can you tell us about it?
We do. We have Pat Hoffman from Clintonville's first place quilt. It's an applique quilt, and as you can see, it has lots of embellishments on it. It's a very interesting quilt to look at with lots of different patches and lots of interest on it. We also have several other first place quilters here from Venango County. Maisie Masters got a first place in her wall hanging from Clintonville. Karen McElhaney, first place in a table runner. Dory Krall, a first place in a 4-H quilting project. Olivia Drake from Emlenton got a first place in a 4-H quilting project, and so did Lydia Seaton in a 4-H quilting project. So we have lots of first place quilters from Venango County, which we're really proud of.
That's great. You didn't miss anybody, right?
Oh, I did miss some.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Well, now, is this one for sale, or is she
No,
keeping
that's
this
not-
for herself?
That's not for sale.
But she'd make one for me if I asked.
Well, if you ask her, she probably would, but that one's not for sale.
Okay. I'll give her a call.
Okay.
Okay, we're over at the 4-H Opportunities area, another popular section here at the farm show. Barb, what are you holding on to there? Looks pretty interesting.
I'm holding on to a woodworking piece that was done by a 14-year-old girl from Venango County. Her name's Noelle Ray. She's from Clintonville area. And this is called intarsia. This is where you cut out all the small wooden pieces and then you glue them back together in the form of a picture. And Noelle got a first place on this for small woodworking pieces, and it's an excellent job.
Yeah. It's very nice. Now, I've asked you before, are any of these items for sale, or do these kids usually hang them on their own walls?
Well, these kids usually hang them on their own walls. They're pretty proud of what they do. What you also find in this area is lots of posters on different projects during the year. There's lots of artwork around. There's different type of art activities that the kids can do in 4-H. There's a wide variety. And kids from Venango County participate in all kinds of 4-H projects, not just animals, but lots of other things too.
Well, I noticed a fairly long list of subscribers from Venango. Looks like there's over 50 entrants this year. Is that about right?
Well, there's lots more than 50 entrants. There's 50 winners from Venango County this year, so we're real proud of that.
Absolutely. That's great. Good news. Thanks. Barb, I'm just going to ask you to start talking about this, but I want to preface by saying there appears to be roughly 30 first place winners behind us, and about 10% of those are from Venango County. Tell me more, please.
Well, first of all, I want to know, were you a math teacher? Yeah. You're pretty good. Yes, I think you're exactly right. This is called Hobby Lobby, and people enter things here, and they might be making pot holders, they might be making tote bags, just anything that could be considered a hobby. And It's both adult entrance and 4-H entrance or youth entrance. So from Venango County, we have 3 first place winners. We have the fish bowling pin decorated item.
Love it.
And yes, and it was a club project. It's the Emlenton Echoes Club that put that one together. And then the other fish is a Mr. Peanut, and that was put together by Kelsey Ziegler, who is also a Venango County resident. And then, I'll be modest, but this little pot holder down here, that's mine. The one with the black squares in it on point.
I love it when you toot your own horn.
Yeah, well, why not?
We're here at the 4-H Opportunities area, and I see we have an entry here from Olivia Drake, who I understand is 10 years old, and it looks like she worked real hard on this. Can you tell me a little bit about it, please?
Yes, this is called a fairy garden, and in my opinion, and it's only an opinion, but I think this is one of the more spectacular entries in the 4-H Opportunities area. Olivia loves doing fairy gardens, and she gets very involved in the plants and setting them up and all the miniature things that go in it. And it was also very difficult to haul something like this all the way from Venango County because, of course, your plants can't get cold. So her mother brought it down on a Thursday when we had entries, and it's been in here and been well taken care of, and it'll go home, and you might see it at the Venango County Fair.
Well, it's very lovely, and I want to congratulate her on doing a great job and getting a first place trophy. Outstanding.
Did you know? Not all the butter at the 2014 Farm Show is at the baked potato booth. A half ton of it is shaped into an artistic display of dancing cows and a milkshake stand. Actually, the butter sculpture, as it is known, is as popular a farm show tradition as any item in the food court. This year's theme was a celebration of the Farm Show milkshake, served up for the past 60 years by the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association. To create it, the sculptors, Jim Victor and his wife Marie Pelton, spent 11 8-hour days in a special refrigerated booth, molding butter onto wire forms.
Well, it's cold. That's one thing. It's slippery.
Just trying to illustrate, in three-dimensional form, the idea of milkshakes, and what that might look like.
To say Pennsylvania plays a big part in the U.S. dairy industry is an understatement. The Commonwealth ranks 7th in cheese production, 5th in milk production, and 3rd in low-fat ice cream. And butter? Well, Pennsylvania produces the 6th largest amount of that creamy delight. And while 1,000 pounds would be enough to butter 32,000 baked potatoes, the sculpture's butter will be put to different use, converted by a digester to 65 kilowatt hours of electricity to help power a Juniata County dairy farm.
There's a lot of BTUs in butter.
Now you know.
On behalf of Mid-Atlantic Dairy Association, the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program, and all of Pennsylvania's dairy farm families, I am pleased to welcome you to the official unveiling of the 24th Annual Pennsylvania Farm Show Butter Sculpture. Now, to start our morning off, I'd like to introduce to you Lolly Lesher, who is a dairy farmer from Berks County, Pennsylvania. The amazing sculpture you'll be seeing here in just a few moments wouldn't be possible without the support of Land O'Lakes Cooperative out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and the butter it donates for the sculpture, in addition to Pennsylvania's dairy farmers. Lolly serves on the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program Board of Directors, and she is also president of the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association.
It is certainly a pleasure to be here today on behalf of Pennsylvania's dairy farmers. As Laura said, my husband and I are dairy farmers in Burnville, Berks County. I'm very happy to be here today representing 3 very great dairy organizations: the Mid-Atlantic Dairy Association, Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program, and Land O'Lakes, the Milk Cooperative. Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program and Mid-Atlantic Dairy Association are part of the National Dairy Council and its affiliates. They are one of the dairy checkoff programs that work together to help invest dairy farmer dollars to promote and sell more milk. This year, 2014, marks the 24th consecutive year that dairy farmers, through our dairy promotion program, have brought this remarkable butter sculpture to the Pennsylvania Farm Show. This butter sculpture is a creative way to showcase the dairy industry, and it creates a platform for dairy farmers like myself to tell their story about how we produce a healthy and nutritious dairy food. This year, we are excited, very excited about the butter sculpture. And we are happy to salute the milkshake. For 60 years, the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association has worked in conjunction with the Valley Grange to bring to the farm show's favorite treat, the milkshake. As no one can leave the farm show without visiting the butter sculpture, everybody has to have a milkshake. As president of the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association and as a member of the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program Board, I know that milkshakes are a delicious way to enjoy milk and other dairy foods that are produced by our Pennsylvania dairy farmers. I would like to take time to thank our sculptor, Jim Victor, I saw him here somewhere, and his wife, Marie, for working for more than 15 days to put together this beautiful butter sculpture. I'm sure each one of you can appreciate the artistry and the dedication it takes to create such a buttery masterpiece. I want to thank Jim and Marie. Lastly, I'd like to thank Land O'Lakes and the processing plant in Carlisle for donating nearly half a ton of butter to help create this structure. As each of you know, dairy farming is a proud tradition full of hard work and dedication. And in closing, I would like to thank the 7,200 dairy farm families here in Pennsylvania that work every day taking care of their cows and their land for their role in helping to feed our country by producing a safe and wholesome and delicious product, milk.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 98th Pennsylvania Farm Show and the unveiling of the world-famous butter sculpture. For 24 years now, millions of farm show visitors and even more watching from home, eagerly await the new creation crafted from a half ton of butter. Every year, the design is unique. Every year, it speaks to agriculture and how it relates to our daily lives. Each year, it captures the atmosphere of the farm show. And as always, Jim Victor and his wife create a masterpiece. More than 500,000 visitors throughout the coming week will stand in front of this glass case and catch a glimpse of what's inside. It has become a meeting place and an annual must-see attraction for Pennsylvania Farm Show. Throughout the week, you'll see hundreds of volunteers, from those working the show rings to those who create family living displays. You'll see farmers, growers, bakers, woodworkers, and mechanics who are bringing their best to the show. All these people share a common bond of working with their hands to create products from the farms, kitchens, and workshops across Pennsylvania. They believe in what they make and are proud of their work. They are the heart of this year's theme, Pennsylvania's Farms, Growing for You. This year, we celebrate the 60th anniversary of another great farm show tradition, by a tradition made possible by generations of volunteers, the Farm Show Milkshake. For 60 years, milkshakes have been part of the Farm Show tradition of celebrating Pennsylvania agriculture. What may seem like just a great drink in a plastic cup is a lot more. It's a representation of the state's 7,200 dairy farm families who grow Pennsylvania's by driving the economy, creating jobs, and supplying a quality product to consumers. All of the volunteers are equally important to the success of this show, and I appreciate their service. While visiting the farm show, make sure that you enjoy a milkshake, see the butter sculpture, take in a show or two, and talk to a farmer. There's no better place to learn about Pennsylvania agriculture than at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. So thank you for being here.
60 years ago in 1955, I'm sure that the several gentlemen who conceived the idea of selling milkshakes at the Pennsylvania Farm Show never dreamed that 60 years later the Dairyman's milkshake would be synonymous with the Pennsylvania Farm Show brand. Those three gentlemen were members of the Dairymen's Association of Pennsylvania, and they had the foresight to reach out to the Valley Grange in Lewisberry to help staff the booth over the past 60 years, and that partnership has grown. It's flourished to more than 400 volunteers during the week of Farm Show. It's my privilege today to recognize the presence of three women who were involved as volunteers from the start 60 years ago. Without volunteers such as Faye, Janet, and Betty, we would not be able to turn the 15,000 gallons of Pennsylvania preferred milk into the iconic Dairyman's milkshake. Sales of the milkshake have allowed the association to fulfill its mission of promoting the general welfare of the dairy foods industry in Pennsylvania. And on the 60th anniversary of the Dairyman's milkshake, the association will surpass the $1 million mark in funding to dairy youth development and education programs, securing a bright future for Pennsylvania dairy industry. I thank these ladies, and I'm just thrilled to have them here with us, and it's just a testimony of what the milkshake can do to have these ladies here. Thank you.
What a wonderful testament to the volunteers that support the milkshake booth and all the products that go in that. And ladies, I can't say enough, thank you for being here today and helping us celebrate this special day. We're almost there, folks. I just want to mention we do have some new things that we're doing this year with the butter sculpture that I think are worth mentioning. You'll notice above we have some TV monitors. We actually have a time-lapse video this year of the butter sculpture in creation. I know people have always been interested, well, how does this all take place? This year you can actually learn that by watching the video. The video will also have pictures of past butter sculptures as well as comments and photos of our Pennsylvania dairy farmers. We're also running a contest this year. Pick your favorite milkshake. We will have a daily winner who will win a Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association t-shirt and a grand prize winner who will win an iPad mini. And also, we started a Facebook page for the butter sculpture this year and are pleased to say that we've gotten a lot of likes so far, so we're encouraging people to visit the Facebook page Butter Sculpture throughout the week to see more things that are going on. And with that, we'll give the signal to debut our 24th butter sculpture.
The sun is starting to fade over the yard arm, and we're standing here at a kids section called Farmer for a Day. Am I right?
You're right.
The kids seem to enjoy it very much, and I see a few parents are in there having a good time too. I want to thank both of you very much for all your help today and guiding us through the Family Living Center. Barbara Gross.
It was a pleasure to be here and to help you out.
And Barbara Warden.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you highlighting Venango County kids and adults.
You guys were great, and I appreciate it very much. So long from the 98th Farm Show.